we were discussing the situation in Gaza on the ground as that deadline set by the US for Israel to improve the situation on the ground is expiring today. We can cross over to speak to Louise Wateridge, who's a senior communications officer for UNRWA, the UN's relief and works agency for Palestine. Louise, have the people on the ground that work for UNRWA, have they seen any visible improvement of conditions on the ground?
Well, you've just heard the numbers from your correspondent, and I can tell you I've been here since April, and every day it gets worse. What we see here is, right now people are begging for pieces of bread. They don't have access to clean water, and winter is around the corner. Many people are sheltering under curtains, under pieces of fabric. They don't have sufficient shelter. They don't have respite from the cold weather as it comes in. It really is hopeless, and we've been communicating about this for 13 months. We're running out of words, we're running out of ways to describe to the world how awful it is on the ground and how much worse it's getting.
And Louise, of course, so many people have been displaced multiple times. How do your colleagues support such people? How do you do that?
Last week I was in Gaza City, and we were speaking to families who were telling us they've been forcibly displaced for 14, 15 times. They have nothing left. They have no belongings. Their homes have been bombed. We're doing everything we can. We're trying to provide people food packages. We have water wells. But I can tell you in Jabalia right now, the area under siege, 8 of our water wells have been bombed and destroyed. People are not receiving water. We are not able to access this area. It is absolutely beyond desperate. It's infuriating for us on the ground. We're trying to provide as much as possible to these people who have had nothing for 13 months, and it's seemingly impossible.
And you touch upon the fact that winter is coming. Just help us to understand how your colleagues, how do they start supplying? How do they start helping those people on the ground, given that conditions arguably will deteriorate as those temperatures drop?
We're here, we're distributing tarps, we're trying to distribute tents to people, trying to give them basic shelter, basic covering. But it always comes back to the fact that we need supplies. UNRWA has been running health centers here throughout the war. We've had colleagues who are risking their own lives. They themselves are displaced. Everybody here is risking their life. There's absolutely nowhere safe here. So we'll continue to do everything we can. But winter is around the corner, as you say. 500,000 people are currently at risk of flooding. They're sleeping on the ground. There is sewage among the tents and the shelters. We're doing everything we can, but we need more. We need more access. We need more aid. And we need a ceasefire. We need a ceasefire now. We need the hostages to go home. That is the only way that this situation is going to change.
Louise Wateridge, Senior Communications Officer for UNRWA, joining us from Nusrat in Gaza. Thank you very much for bringing all of that to our attention.